This week on Wine, Women, Life.
The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman.
If we're not being protected by our Black men, if we're not being protected by the white man, if we're not being protected by so many different, like, who is going to protect us?
Right.
Who's going to protect the Black woman?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Wine, Women, Life. I'm your host, Christina.
I'm Ariel.
Today, we are talking about a very important topic, another important topic, and that is Black women, the disrespect.
Disrespect, honey.
The disrespect. Let's dive into this. So first, why do you think this topic is so important?
I think it's important because let's just acknowledge how we're treated as human beings. And it's so evident because of the color of our skin and who we are. We're now on the same level as everybody else. And I think it's sad because after generations and centuries of being mistreated, we're still in the same boat.
Yeah.
I think maybe we've elevated a little bit, but not to the point where we're on the equal an equal playing field as every other woman that's a different color.
Absolutely. All right. That was beautiful. Beautifully said. And I 100% agree. Yes, girl. And I 100% agree with you. This topic, it needs to be talked about. It needs to be acknowledged because I feel like people outside of our race push it underneath the rug like we're not disrespected. But it's very obvious, especially to us as Black women, what we go through on a daily basis. So we need to enlighten people in the world as to what we go through as Black women. So
we can get it together and treat us accordingly, right?
Okay, that's right. That's right. Because we're equal. We should be treated as equal. So let's talk about ways that Black women are disrespected. And then I want to hear about your personal experiences. And then I'll talk about my personal experiences, things that I've gone through as a Black woman. So can you think of ways or your personal experiences? Okay. All right.
I mean, I've experienced it. Going to the grocery store, I've experienced it definitely at the beauty supply store. Like those Asians, it's literally like, hurry up and buy. Like,
girl.
Not all. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. But there's been some beauty supply stores I've been to, and I'm like, let me get my stuff and go.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because of the fact that their stores are literally up and running because of us, because of the products that they sell are mainly for us. You don't see a lot of Caucasians going into a beauty supply store here and there, but it's crazy because that's how they treat us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can be honest that there are on occasion some women go in and they steal.
Mm-hmm.
But just because I'm chocolatey doesn't mean I'm like the other chocolatey woman that just stole 2 packs of lashes. I'm not her. Treat me as a me. Like, this is another Black woman coming into the store. I don't know her. You know, treat me right. Grocery stores, I've had situations where I'm in the store with my kids. I have 3 of them. And they're getting older to the point where they can stay home. But at one point, I got to take my kids to the grocery store with me. So if I have my child in the aisle and he's a toddler and he's throwing a tantrum, stop looking looking at me like, ooh, she's a mammy. No, I'm not. My baby is a toddler and he's having an episode at this moment. Same way as any Caucasian person, Asian person, Mexican, like toddlers do that. But I feel a certain type of way because I'm the black mom in the store with
Yeah,
the toddler that's like, screaming. Well, my babies ain't never screamed the top of their lungs. They didn't cry a little bit, but
exactly.
let's not get into the workplace either.
Mhm.
Not every job I've been to, but certain jobs I've worked at, I feel like the odd person out because I'm a black woman.
Yeah. Um, Piggybacking off of you, I've gone through things too at the beauty supply store for sure. You made a good point because we're the ones that are bringing in the money. Okay, because those products are for black people's hair, black men and women. Okay, so I've gone into the store where they thought I was going to steal something. I'm being followed around, which is so
Yeah.
disrespectful. And like you said, yes, some people do steal, but you shouldn't put that stereotype on the rest because if you think about it, let's talk about white people. Okay, in the news we hear a lot of different situations in different states of white people or white men specifically who have shot up the schools and in particular, it's usually a white male. I'm not saying every single time, but are you going to put that stereotype on every single white person? So you walk into a school, you scared because there are white people in the school? No, you don't. People typically feel safer with white people around, although you have white people shooting up the schools.
Yeah.
So,
And let's be honest, if we can do the history, a lot of serial killers are of Caucasian descent.
yeah. Yeah.
You don't have we have some here and there, and we're going to be honest, that, pop up and they're of African American descent, but most of the time it's Europeans that go and do those malicious things to people.
Yeah.
But as you said, here comes a black guy coming in with his pants sagging and his hat is cocked to the right, and he has on baggy pants and chains, and immediately everybody around there is like, ooh, 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 that's a black man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And this could be a black man that's educated.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a black man that's dressing casually because it's his day off of work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This could be a black man that's a father, a church going person.
Right.
But, because of the way he's dressed, because he's a black man, he's a threat.
Exactly.
The same way as you would have a Caucasian woman walking into the store and, it doesn't matter. Like she can have on, I don't know, a pantsuit. Let's say a pantsuit and heels, and her makeup is all done. And they're like, oh, she's cute. Oh, da, da, da. And on with the conversation. Here comes a black woman that's dressed equally as that woman. She has on a pantsuit. Her hair is done nice, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking at her more than that Caucasian female that just walked past first because she's black.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's sad that we have this stigmatism upon us, like we're all the same. Just like you have a bad grape out of the bunch with every race. It's not just with the black person.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody is one of the same. It's sad that we have been fighting this for so long, and we still are.
I know. Oh, yeah. Because I've gone into, I'm not going to say the name of the store. I noticed it was the third time that it had happened. And that's when I said something. I noticed, what you say? Third time? The girl the third time. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I try to say, okay, maybe it's something else, let me not overreact. The first time, I noticed that I was the only one that a woman asked, oh, can I help you with something? But the white women, they never approached them about anything. And then And so I was being a little bit funny. I was like, oh, absolutely. I'm looking for something for my natural hair. So maybe you can help me with that. And then she ended up sending somebody black over because I'm like, you didn't even want to help me in the first place. You're asking me this for a specific reason. But I didn't say nothing the first time. Second time, same thing happened. I noticed a woman just kept following me around. I was like, is this all in my head right now? The third time it happened, 2 associates from that store came up behind me and literally just stood there. They didn't say nothing. They didn't say hi. At least the other 2 times somebody said, how can I help you? This time, nothing. No words, just stood behind me. And I said, okay, all right. 3 times, 3 strikes, you out. I went up, I reported them. And then they had the regional manager call me and I reported it to him. He was like, well, let me look back at the camera. He looked back at the camera. Everything I said was to the T. Everything I described happened. And he acknowledged that. But he said, you know what? I think they failed in not saying, can I help you with something? I don't think it was a race thing. And of course, they're going to say that. They're never going to acknowledge that.
Right. But I worked in retail and I know behind closed doors, they are telling each other to, okay, watch out for the black women.
Yeah.
Steal.
Yep.
This is what they tell each other.
Yep. So
I work in retail. Like I was told when I started working at my name is store because I love my workers, my coworkers there. But I didn't notice the difference. But I was like, 18, and I was working in a clothing store, and I was told to, when certain type of females came in and they looked a certain way, I would have to go fold my clothes near them. That way, even though I'm working, I'm watching them at the same time.
Yep. Oh, I noticed that.
Yeah. So they're working, but they're watching you the whole time.
They're watching.
Especially if
you black. You black. And they think, and you know what's funny to me? When the incident with I think it was the incident with George Floyd happened, and everybody started breaking into the stores and breaking down the glass. Let me tell you, I didn't just see black people. I saw
touch on it because I saw it too. If you go into those videos, the majority of those people that were looting were Caucasian. Or let's be honest, a lot of them had on hoodies and face masks, but we're not gonna get into that topic, girl. That's for another subject. Because they hollering Black Lives Matter, and while they were looting and doing all these things, and it's basically just to cause more commotion and make Black Lives Matter look bad. When a lot of those people were Caucasian descent, going and breaking this, like it was black people there. Yes, let's be honest. But there's other stuff that was going on behind the scenes, and if you never paid attention to it, people wouldn't notice. Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed too.
We just say that for another topic, girl.
Oh, you know what? I wish I had this video. Oh, I wish I had this video. If I had it, no, I can't because I will have to share it now. There's a video where they had the camera on this white woman that was coming out during this time, right? She went into this clothing store and stole all these clothes. The news anchors, I was so upset. They said, I forgot exactly what they said, but they were making an excuse for this white woman stealing stuff out of the store. Making an excuse for her. I can't remember. I wish I had the video, but that's from a year ago. Making an excuse for her. Saying, she's probably just, I forgot what they said, but when I saw it, I was just like, really?
Like, how do you excuse stealing?
How do you excuse it? But because she's white, she gets excused. But a black woman coming out of that store with a whole bunch of stuff stealing, nope. We don't get excused. We don't.
You a thug. You're a thug.
Oh my goodness, girl! Like, okay, so there's this quote that I told you about, Malcolm X. It's a quote that I quote a lot. And it's one of the truest quotes I have ever read. Malcolm X said, the most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman. He ain't never lied. It's so true. We go through it all the time. Everywhere.
And yeah. And it's what's sad is that it's not even just other races that's disrespecting us.
Yeah.
It's within our own race.
Yes. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about our own race disrespecting.
Okay. So Black men, there is a difference. Not every Black man, but there's a difference in how certain Black men treat Black women.
Yeah.
I have never personally experienced it, but I've noticed it just in like media or knowing someone or coming across it. Some Black men won't even deal with a woman of my color.
No.
Not because they don't think, well, they don't think I'm as attractive as a lighter colored woman, or they don't think I'm as attractive as a white woman. Or let's talk about the disrespect where just how they treat the people, the women in their life that they claim that they love. Black men disrespecting their mothers.
Yeah.
Black men disrespecting their sisters. Black men calling us women bitches and hoes and I'm sorry. I cannot, and I have never been with a man that's like, that's my bitch. I don't think it's sexy. I don't think that's attractive. When I hear that, that doesn't make me feel love.
No, it's not love.
Now, we all have different mentalities. I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm speaking out of Ariel, coming from myself.
Yeah.
If I was with a guy and he was like, introducing me like, yeah, that's my bitch. That doesn't make me feel good.
Mm-mm.
It's not an endearing term to me.
No.
It's not. I teach my boys, like my middle son, he gets upset if I open the door first. Like if we're coming through the door, or even if we're leaving out, I have to remind him, like, baby, I gotta lock the door. Because he's like, no, mommy, you go first. And he's 8. But that's what I teach him. Like I teach him, baby, respect a woman. If you see, like we're somewhere and it's somebody, like a woman is coming to the door and she has her arm full of groceries or something, I'm like, hey, go for her and help her. Open that door for her. And he'll, okay, I understand, I get it. My oldest son, he's coming around to it more, but he in that teenager mode where he's like, well, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
But he'll do the same thing too. Like my kids, my boys, I try my best to raise them as I was taught. I was raised by me. I was raised by my father, and my father treated me like a little woman. He opened up the doors for me. You know what I'm saying? To a certain age, of course, he helped me put on my shoe. He told me I was beautiful. He told me I was pretty. I was raised by a loving Black man. So therefore, I'm like, let me raise my children the same. I don't teach my boys that calling a woman a B word is okay.
Right.
They see these things and hear these things in videos, on the radio, TikTok, wherever they watching or seeing stuff. And I'm like, I will let them know, like, that's not cool. Don't think that they're doing that or you see that that's okay. Because it's not.
No, it's not.
I teach them that chivalry is not dead.
That's right.
You make sure you respect the woman that's in your life. Their little sister, they treat her like she's literally she's a princess. Like she can't cry. She can't, if she's walking around, make sure she has her shoes on. If she's going outside and, if her little skirt is going up, best to believe one of them is running over there, pulling her little skirt down, even though she got on a pull up. Mm-hmm. Like it's just the little things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, girl, I'm totally with you on that one. And I commend you for doing that with your boys. Because that's what we need in this world.
My little man opened up my car door. Like, I'm walking outside, and let me tell you the story really quick before I get off topic.
Okay.
I was working this job, and I hated it. The only reason why I did it was because of the money. I'm like, the money was good, the hours was cool, but I was so tired. Like, my feet were hurt so bad. And I guess my baby got tired of me complaining because what he started doing was when I would pick him up from school, I didn't even know he was doing it. Like, um, he would reach in the back seat and he would have like a pair of my flip flops that he done stole out my room. And he was like, "Here, mommy, I bought these for you because you always talking about your feet hurt so bad." So I knew when I got in the car, I had a pair of flip flops because he was like, "My mama feet hurt." He was hearing me. He was listening. You know what I'm saying? That's how I love that in them because that's how you should treat your woman. I'm praying that everything that they're doing right now and everything I'm still in them, that whichever woman gets my babies, black, Chinese, white, whatever woman gets to meet my boys, that they treat them the way that they treat me. Because it's nothing but love over here.
Oh, I love that so much. And as I always say, it starts with us as moms, you know, instilling that in our kids. I love that so much. Girl, they're gonna grow up to be some fine young men.
Yeah, and I'll be ready to fight any female just I'm their mama. Like,
That's right. That's right. Mama Bear coming through.
So since we're still on this topic, let's touch on this video.
Oh, that's right.
So I seen it. It was on Baller Alert on Instagram. And the bar club, whatever it was, this girl was being dragged down the steps by her braids by a black bouncer over mistaken identity. So I'm not sure what the person that they thought she was, whatever that person did, whatever that woman did. But it's, to me, I was appalled. I'm like, I watched the video like so many times, and I know I sent it to you because I'm like, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Yeah.
And when she got to the end of the steps, some dudes that was with her like jumped on the bouncer and they started fighting or whatever. But tons of people around, and this black woman is being dragged down the steps by her hair.
Let's play.
How is that normal? How is that acceptable?
Yeah.
Not even just because she's black, but because she's a woman.
I know.
There's so many different ways that bouncer, because he was a big black dude, very muscular. So many different ways that he could have apprehended a woman of her stature. She was very petite.
She was.
She wasn't heavy set. She wasn't muscular. She wasn't big. There's so many ways. There's so many different things that you could have treated her.
Right. Right. Let's play it.
Okay, so there's a white bouncer also.
Mm-hmm.
2 men, 2 or 3. Looked like it was 2 Caucasian men, am I mistaken? And then at the end was the black guy was pulling her hair, and behind him was 2 different white dudes, right?
Yep.
Okay.
How
is that okay?
Disturbs me.
It's very disturbing.
Like, how could you do that? Like, how could you grab a black woman, by her braids and drag her down the steps like she's a man?
An animal.
Like an animal. And you shouldn't even be treated. You got people out here treating animals way better.
PETA would not allow a puppy to be. let's hit this. If it was a puppy being dragged by his ears or dragged by his tail,
Oh my
those
God.
people would have been in
Oh
mixed
my God.
with. This video has came and gone among a whole bunch of other videos. Like, let's talk about when they arrest us. When the police are arresting a black woman, it's a totally different way than they apprehend a black woman. They do a Caucasian woman or another Asian woman. Like, let's hit it. I've seen videos of women getting punched in the top of their head or they being punched in their face by police officers. Why?
Because they look at us like we're animals. That's how
They don't care.
They don't care. And history has trickled down to today, whether people want to believe it or not. And like you said, things have gotten a little better, but they're nowhere near where they should be.
No,
And
where they should be. Yes.
Right, exactly. And it all started all those years ago with slavery, and it trickled all the way down to today. People still have that same
mentality.
Exactly.
Same mentality. That black woman can bear baby after baby after baby after baby, have a baby one day and they can feel the next day. Let's keep it going. Civil rights moment where the black woman is marching for her rights and her freedom and they sitting dogs on us. Where they're bombing churches with little bitty black girls in. Let's keep it going. Like it doesn't stop. And here we are in this century, this day and age, and we're being punched in our face and dragged down the steps. Like I saw the video of a few days ago, a 14-year-old was being punched on the top of her head because she was fighting another black girl. They were fighting whatever. And somehow this heavy-set officer couldn't get them spread apart. So he just goes punching this little 14-year-old in the top of her head. It's disgusting. So if we're not being protected by our black men, if we're not being protected by the white man, if we're not being protected by so many different, like who is going to protect us?
Right.
Who's going to protect the black woman?
Who's going to protect? Because the white woman is protected. Her man protects her. Okay.
Oh yeah. Even if she's lying, let's go back in history like we just touched on. How many times have they screamed and was like, oh, that black man raped me, only to find out that he never did, but he was executed or he was killed, you know what I'm saying, in some type of manner. And she lied.
Yeah, like the case of Emmett Till. What they did to
black women, we've been raped, we've been molested. How many times did they not believe us? How many times did they not care?
They don't care. No, we lying.
Why are we so different? At the end of the day, we have the same exact organs as any other woman.
Yeah.
We birth babies the same. We move the same. We all have eyes and noses and breasts and butt. Like we just a different color.
Yeah.
Our skin is a different color. So because our skin is a different color, that means that we should be treated like animals. Make it make sense. Because I don't get it.
I blame society for it.
I blame society for it.
I blame history and I blame society for it. And there's no excuse. In my opinion, there's no excuse to disrespect. None. Absolutely none. And especially from our own men.
Our own men.
That hurts. That hurts deeper to me than white supremacists. Yes. Like to be disrespected by
our own men.
Our own black men.
Now let's be honest, we don't have all black men. We do have some black men that will stand up for their woman.
Oh yeah.
When you see that, that is the most beautiful thing to me. Like even if it's not my own situation, if I see a black man loving a black woman accordingly, treating her accordingly, like my heart is like,
I know. It's so beautiful. You
know like I love it. I love it.
Black love is beautiful.
It is beautiful
Yes.
when you have a man that protects you and supports you
Yep.
and you know and calls you endearing names and
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? And the disrespect just goes on. It goes back to the way we're treated when we're carrying a baby. You got black men out here creating basketball teams,
Yes.
literally 10 different women and 10 different babies.
That's very true. That's very true. And it goes hand in hand with disrespect. They don't care about the woman.
No, because a lot of their mentality isn't being with that woman for the rest of their life.
No.
It's literally, she got a big butt, let me hit.
Yep.
And the woman just ends up getting pregnant and you just move on down the line.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not always looked at as the treasure,
No,
which is so sad. It
it
breaks
is.
my heart.
And like I said, it goes all the way around, to be honest. It would be nice for somebody to stick for us like all the time. Not just every once in a while, but all the time.
Yes. Yeah. And like
Like
you
whoever that girl was with, those guys, they was like,
oh
wait
yeah.
for them to hit the bottom and stuff. I'm watching that video like, yeah.
Yes, girl.
I'm
Now,
like,
now that's what you call protection right there. Your black
yeah.
man protecting you. That's how it should be. That's exactly how it should be. Nothing else.
But there's no way they could have went and did that to a white woman. There's no way they could have dragged a white woman down her hair by her steps, down those steps, and it was accepted.
No, they're not gonna do that to Becky and Karen. Becky with
No.
the good hair. They're not
That
gonna do that.
Nelly bar and grill, whatever you guys are, would have been shut down.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been so many lawsuits. It would have been so much
Yeah.
media. Let's talk about it. Would have been media coverage, not on social media. It would have been on Channel 2 News and Channel 4 News. Say, oh, Karen, Becky.
Girl. And you know what? Just in harmony with that, we're gonna wrap it up real quick. I think about also one other example and how white women are treated better with the central. Well, I don't want to call them this, but the media has called them the Central Park Five. I don't know if you've heard of them, but the movie came out on Netflix. I think it was Netflix. When They See Us. It's an amazing movie. It's very difficult to watch, but those men were convicted, falsely convicted, but it was because a white woman got raped in Central Park in New York. And the attorneys found, of course, they found black folks, you know, and it turned out black men did not rape her. They never, no black man raped her. I'm not going to say which race did it, but no black male raped her. But they found all these black men. But the point is, because we're not talking about black men today, we're talking about black women. The point is, they searched high and low and found whoever they could find to convict for this white woman. But when it comes to a black woman that would get raped and assaulted, we don't get that type of treatment. Y'all don't try to find the predator that attacked us. Nope. But when it comes to a white woman, y'all will convict any and everybody and just try to find somebody to give this woman justice. But you don't give the black woman justice, the justice that she deserves.
How many times, I know you have heard of it, when there's domestic violence going on with an ex-boyfriend, an ex-husband of some sort, or somebody she had relations with, a black woman. And they'll report it to the police. The police doesn't listen.
No.
And those black women, I hear it so often, they end up getting killed. They find her body in her home, killed in front of her own child sometime in certain instances, or they'll kill them and you found that body days later. Let's you know what I'm saying? If somebody would actually do research, it's very, very common And these women have felt like we can't report it to the police because no one listens or they don't care.
They don't care.
What point of time does your skin color basically state whether you should be protected or not? Like, when is that okay? Like, I look at my Black little girl, my daughter, and I pray for her future because she's a Black little girl. The same way I look at my Black little boys and I pray for their future because they're Black little boys. But my daughter, my little princess, I'm always going to see her like this. I'm always going to see her innocence because I've raised her from birth. Like, that's my baby. I'm going to see her innocence. And to know as a woman what I've been through within my own culture, within just living, just existing, being a Black woman, I hate that she got to go through it. I wish that it could be different, that it could be easier for her. That someone, people down the line look at her and treat her accordingly. You know, when is it going to get to that point where our little girls don't have to go through what we've been through? After all these years.
I know. And change, we talked about this in another podcast, change does not come easy. And you talking about change in the world when it comes to racism and how Black women are treated? I don't know if it's ever going to happen, to be honest. This world is depressing. It really is. It's depressing. That's why I think it's good, you know, for us, especially as Black women, to just educate people on what we go through and hoping that somebody can listen and maybe it'll change their mentality. Maybe it inspire them to do better. But it's going to take more than us.
It's going to take a man to tell another man. It's going to take someone to pass the word. Like, you know what? Hey, don't call her that. Hey,
right.
Open the door for your mom. Hey,
yep.
You know, treat her with respect. It's going to take our Black men to stand up for us. It's going to take us, Black women, to stand up for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even if I'm out and about and I see someone being, you know, harassed, if I can be like, hey, don't do that. Or, I don't know, make it seem like I know her. Hey, girl, you know. And
exactly.
It causes someone to stop hitting them or stop beating on them or stop cursing them out. Like, if I can do anything, if we can do anything as human beings, more than just a race of people, just being people.
Yeah.
If we put it in our mindset and we work together, we can stop the treatment of how, you know, we're being perceived.
I hope so. I'm losing hope. Girl,
I don't know if we will see it in our lifetime. It might.
I don't know either.
Especially because my grandmother has came and gone and she can see it in her lifetime.
Yeah. I got a feeling I'm not going to see it in my lifetime. I'm not. I don't know. But like I said, all we can do is just keep. It's like we at the point now where we're going to have to demand respect from people.
Right.
And it shouldn't have to be like that. It really should.
I know I do.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Yeah.
Like, I do. You're not going to treat me any kind of way because of the color of my skin.
Yeah, exactly.
My husband, my boyfriend, my brother, you're not going to call me out my name.
Exactly. Oh, girl, no.
You're not going to sit up here with your feet put up and I'm bringing all these groceries in the house.
Yes.
If I can, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I do that. Like, if I'm out and about and I see a man and he's close to me and I'm coming through the door, I would purposely like kind of take my time and just to see if they'll open the door for me. Cause I done had a lot of times, girl, where I'm coming through the door and it'll be a black man coming through the door and I'm just, he closed it, just go right up. And
Oh,
guess I ain't cute enough to hold the door before you.
girl, that's happened to me so many times.
Yeah, it's like, I literally feel like, dang, I guess I ain't cute enough for you to hold it. Now, look,
Girl,
if
it's
I walk in there without my booty cheeks on and I got these little shorts on, you gonna see I'm packing back there, baby. I get to do a whole that head being right.
right, exactly.
Let me go out to the grocery store and my hair ain't and they see this first. But then they, you turn around, oh, I should have opened the door for her. Wow.
Different
So
levels.
yeah, so my
Wrong
butt
motives.
equates to me getting the door open.
Yep.
Little stuff like that is nuts. Crazy.
I hate it. I hate it. But people are who they are, and they can only change themselves. You know? As Inyala says, you can watch how a person reacts or watch how a person acts, and you can choose whether or not you will participate with them. And that's how we as Black women demand respect. Okay, you don't want to treat me right? See you later. I got my self-respect and I'm gonna move it along.
I love you, my Black.
Oh, I love you too. You are a Black queen, honey. Absolutely.
As you are.
A goddess. I'm trying to get there.
I see it all over you. Stop. All over you.
No. But you truly are. You're amazingly beautiful. You are. And you look gorgeous today. Yo, I gotta give a shout out to Miss Ariel again. You look gorgeous every single time though. But I just love the hair, girl, the skin. Oh.
Christina never gives herself enough time. Ever. Look at you. Over there glowing.
Girl, I look a little dried up over here, but
you could never. Just stop. Never. Y'all have to start. Oh, yes. Watching her vlog, checking her out, because Miss Thing be doing her thing. Seriously.
I try. I'm trying to do better. Try to do better each day. Trying to be the best Black woman that I can be. Like, that's my goal. That's my goal.
Round of applause for that, honey.
Trying.
Okay, everybody. Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Wine, Women, in Life. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. We have an Instagram page.
Yep.
YouTube has the full videos, and follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
Until next time, bye.